Hi everyone, my name is Ozgur. I'm the SE Director in Forcepoint for emerging markets. And today what we'll discuss how to make the remote workforce functioning in a smooth way and in a secure way. And one of the things that we see in our customers is they are going in multiple phases in this journey. First off, it's like a shock, right? They suddenly realize that they have to have thousands of employees working remotely, and what they didn't realize is they don't actually have the necessary network and infrastructure able to sustain this. So the first phase that we see is in the network space and the infrastructure space, if they have the relevant technologies or not. And then the second thing that we see is when they go to the working from home, they realize that actually their employees do not have relevant applications. And this is another challenge, and this is another realization. And then in the second phase, they struggle to make the applications run from their data centers or embrace cloud technologies. And finally, once they are settled in that, we see that the big question comes, the data security, how they are going to protect their data for their employees when they are accessing this data in the cloud or when this data is in their home PCs and in the employee laptops. And one of the things that we go through is in these challenging times, and the security risks that the employees are going through is quite different than they used to encounter when they were always in their offices. The first thing is in the email. Yes, we used to have the same email security challenges, but think now, everyone is sitting at home, and these people are very much looking forward to hearing some news, hopefully a good vaccine come in, and the bad guys also are aware of that. So the phishing is at paramount importance these days. Then comes the web. The way that the people are interacting with the web is quite different. We are always at home. We have to share our laptops, and we'll have some examples around that. And our behavior changes. It's very different than how we browse at home than how we were browsing back in the full-time office jobs. The third one is definitely the cloud applications. And in cloud applications, you see that the most conservative companies become suddenly in day one cloud friendly. And last but not least is the application and the risks around that, how we are going to have these people access these information remotely with their infrastructure. Phishing email part, you might have seen there are our X Labs has analyzed 500,000 campaigns so far has been launched in this domain, and this is basically just targeting the information around COVID. How susceptible we are. We will definitely look for any cure. We will definitely look for any vaccine that's coming out on our way. Then we as human, we would like to learn, and once you click on that, then you're done. So in these cases, what the companies should do is they should utilize technologies that can help them. So as Forcepoint, for example, we give our customers the URL sandboxing and the wrapping technology. So whatever the end user is clicking through, it will go through the Forcepoint web security, even though they are our email security customers, so that they will be protected even when they are on the go and when they are at home, basically. Then the web behavior. So in terms of the web browsing, what we were having before is, as professionals, we had our, office PC, office laptop, and then we used to have our personal PC. And if you are like me, I have two daughters, and suddenly we realized that our daughters are going to school from home, right? So then I had to give my laptop to my daughter. And what happened? I don't have a laptop with me. Or in another case, maybe you don't have enough space to keep two laptops in front of you, one for business, one for personal. So what you tend to do is you tend to utilize one PC, which happens to be your employee laptop, and then you browse everything, and suddenly that browsing can be personal. You can go to your personal accounts, personal email, personal cloud applications, and this will definitely risk if you don't have the control. And the good thing about that, the Forcepoint web security customers that we have in the region, in EMEA region, basically was able to utilize their existing license that they were using on-prem immediately for their remote users in a full pure cloud adoption. We didn't charge anything extra for this because our licenses are enabling our customers to utilize both on-prem, hybrid, and full pure cloud use cases. So this way they were able to secure their web browsing regardless if it was, the people was doing some shopping from Amazon or people were just, going through some strategic documents that's related to their offices. Then comes the part around the cloud, right? I think everywhere is cloud these days. So even as I said, the most conservative company today that were not using cloud before, now they are adopting cloud technologies. That's a very interesting change. And here, how we are, when you start to see that your data is not anymore in your data center, a lot of thought patterns go through the CISOs of the company or the CEO of the company. Now, I'm keeping my data somewhere in the cloud. It's not my data center. How am I going to, secure that? In that instance, again, the Forcepoint Data Security, which has been Gartner's Magic Quadrant leader for 10 plus years, we extended our capabilities to the cloud. And we've been actually investing, for this digital transformation that was already happening. The unfortunate incident with this, the things that happened in COVID was, and the 2020, this, accelerated all these adoption much, much faster. So with this CASB technologies that is already integrated with our data leakage prevention technologies, we were able to help our customers from a single console that they used to have for their on-prem offices and branches to extend that capability, the same capability to the cloud. So it wasn't really important whether that data was staying in the cloud or it was staying in their offices, reached by their employees in their office or at home. The other point that comes is how these employees will be accessing their data. So then comes the very important question, right? How the company's infrastructure, enabling their administrators as well as users performing their duties remotely. So in that instance, actually, the requirement from the admins are quite different than the requirement from the users. The users actually should be able to access their facilities without installing even a client. So for that, for example, with our next-gen firewall capabilities as Forcepoint, we're providing our customers the built-in SSL VPN functionality. And again, this was included in the full appliance that they buy from us. There is no additional license for it and no user limitation for it. So that's a very important point. And when you think about the admin's requirement where they need to have full tunneling, that's also fully supported and embedded. And again, helping our customers to be able to perform smoothly in these challenging times. Now comes in action how Forcepoint supports our customers. Think Joe. Poor Joe is at home, right? So he has to work, he has to perform, he has kids at home and basically doing Netflix, doing gaming, and at the same time he has to access the office in a secure way. And at the same time there's bad guys, the perpetrators, even nation states for that matter, because those guys are after your critical people and they know that these guys are not behind the walls and the big firewalls that you used to have in your offices. Now, basically, these people are sitting in their home, all vulnerable, and they are prone to the attacks and the attackers. And we need to, as Forcepoint, with our technologies, we protect these individuals for the threats that are coming from outside, as well as we are also protecting the corporate data in the way that during the means of communication between the head office, be it the data is sitting in the cloud or on-prem with the solutions that we'll talk through now. The first solution that I'm going to discuss is definitely for Joe when he wants to browse internet and when he wants to do his job. The first thing that he would need is a SWG, which is a secure web gateway. And the Forcepoint Secure Web Gateway is there to protect him against all the attacks. And we call this the dynamic edge protection. And in the dynamic edge protection, basically, what we provide is advanced threat prevention capabilities. We provide firewall as a service. We provide the capabilities to secure the web traffic. We provide remote browser isolation. And on top of that, then we introduce the technologies to secure the data, right? And in the data part, if we can just look into now to the next one. And now when we secure Joe against the threats that are coming from the internet with our RBI, with our advanced malware detection prevention system, with our web security solutions, then comes how are we going to secure the data, communication, and the traffic that Joe is pursuing during the day to do his job. So for that comes the data protection capabilities of Forcepoint, which includes all these in a single platform, and that's the key here. We have the CASB, we have the data protection, the full DLP in the cloud, so that we will make sure that this sensitive information, if it's the strategy document, if it's the corporate plan for 2021, or it's credit card information for your customers or account numbers, it will never leave the premises, this trust chain that you're creating, even in the cloud or in your data center, so that your data will be always kept secure. And do not forget, we can also identify what is Joe's employee laptop and what is a personal laptop. So you can apply really granular policies there to make sure that this sensitive data is only going to stay in Joe's laptop, where he also has the Forcepoint endpoint security, which will protect him against any challenges that he might be facing. Then the last bit is, how are we going to see basically if there is any the risks that are happening? And in this platform, what we have is the dynamic user protection. And in the dynamic user protection, basically, what Forcepoint does, it gets this telemetry information from all your employees, even in the office or outside. Again, everything is as a cloud service, cloud provided service. And in this solution, basically, we will understand the risky behavior. For example, your employee is attending a Teams meeting, and at that instant, you're sharing a very critical strategy document, and he's taking a snapshot. I mean, normally, this is a sensitive information, and you don't expect, you said that this is critical, confidential, you shouldn't really, actually, this is only for you to learn, but don't take any, copy of it. And if someone is taking a copy, you will know. And the risk level of that individual will increase. If you start seeing some employees stockpiling information in his laptop, he didn't leak that information yet, but he might. So the risk level of that individual will increase. And what will this then DUP will do is, it will feed back into our edge. It will feed back into our dynamic data protection, so that we will be able to immediately apply secure policies and dynamic policies, and we will minimize the risk before it happens. So this is, in a nutshell, the 3 pillars of Forcepoint security, which we will be able to provide our customers. In these unprecedented times, we will be able to provide them unique, fully automated security capabilities, which understands the risk level of the individuals, and that's why we call it human point security. So we will apply the policy without blocking your people do their business. So we will free the good, but block the bad. And we will protect your users wherever they are. Thank you.